It's time to enter the drone zone with me, James Drone, aka Pure Ambient Drone. So hit that subscribe button, tap that bell, and get ready to synth on.
Hey there, Synthrones. It is episode number 48 of Midnight Synthesizer Talk with me, James Drone, the voice of synthesizers. This is the place where we close our eyes, open our ears, and expand our minds. And you can expand your world into my world by going to jamesdrone.com. Jamesdrone.com, that's the place to be to connect with me. Check it out. So tonight I want to talk about not giving up. That's right, not giving up. You know, we are living in a world and in a time where giving up is just so easy. And I think it's always been that way for many people. I mean, you get an idea and you turn it into a dream, and then that dream doesn't become reality. But did you know that if you take a dream and you turn it into an idea, then you have your reality? Now, let me explain. First of all, we should never take an idea and then daydream about it, because it's taking the idea into a territory it was never meant to be brought into. But if you have a dream and you turn the dream into an idea, now you're working the dream into reality. You see how it works in reverse? Because what we are doing when we're taking our dreams and getting an idea from them is that we are actually working it out into the real world. We are no longer daydreaming. We are actually taking a real dream, working it out, and then manifesting it into the real world. If you don't work at your dreams to turn them into an idea, you will always be sitting, staring out the window, dreaming of what could have been. All right? And what I want to talk about tonight is not giving up on the dream and never quitting on the idea. So you have two compartments. Let's say that you have a dream about your music, something that you want to achieve. It could be anything. You could be striving to play in a live band, make an album, I don't know, complete something, maybe just one song. That could be your dream. And the next step is to make a plan of how you're going to get it done. Once you start in the planning stage, you can create an idea. Now, let me give this a great example. So my wife and I was talking about my musical dreams. You see, I was married before, and when I suffered a divorce, guess what? My musical dream was crushed. So I was telling my now current wife all about my downfalls. And she said, "That's a great dream. Have any ideas how you're going to make it happen again for yourself?" Catch the word. Notice the word ideas. And I thought to myself, that's a good question. And I had some ideas. So you know what I did? I already had a computer. So I started looking into soft synthesizers, VSTs. And then I realized, you know what? I'm going to need a MIDI controller. And I went to my local music store and I bought a MIDI controller the very next day. And guess what I started doing? I started taking my dream and making an idea out of it. I did that by talking about my dream with someone, my wife in this case, who is very grounded, who is very idealistic. She is a planner. She is an individual who believes in dreams becoming reality. I knew I was safe talking to her. So here's a rule for you. Never talk to dream crushers. Dream crushers are people you tell your dreams to, and they immediately tell you all of the obstacles and the negative sides as to why your dream isn't going to work. Now, don't get me wrong. You don't want somebody not giving you the pitfalls of what your ideas are going to be. But listen, an idea is not the same thing as a dream. When I told my wife about my dream, she asked me about ideas. Now, she knew by listening to my dream that there was no way I was ever going to achieve everything I'm dreaming about. Believe me, I've got some crazy, wild dreams, okay? But instead of crushing my dreams and telling me that's never going to happen, that could never happen, she instead imposed the question about ideas. I sat down and I thought about it. I made a plan. And you know what? With the ideas that I initially came up with, I began to write music again, almost virtually overnight. In fact, my biggest delay was waiting for the music store to open up, buying the MIDI controller, selecting the VSTs that I wanted to use, which, by the way, the MIDI controller came with a nice selection of them, and then actually sitting down and writing the music for the first time in years. But you know, if I would have had a dream crusher as a wife, which I don't, but let's say if I had one, I never would have gotten to the idea stage. You see, that's why it's so important to take your dreams and not your ideas, but to take your dreams into the idea stage and leave your ideas out of the dreaming stage. Ideas are not the place for dreaming. They will not ground you. They will not keep you in reality. If you start dreaming up ideas, you are going to find yourself in a world of quitting because you are not going to be able to manifest those ideas that you are substituting for dreams. I hope everyone's following me on this because I used to be a person who tried to turn his ideas into dreams. And I was following ideas instead of dreams. You see, a dream is something inside of you, something that can never go away. You can douse it with negativity and doubt, but deep down inside, it will always be there. Ideas, on the other hand, they come and go. Ever hear the expression, well, that was a terrible idea? That's because ideas are not always solid. Dreams, on the other hand, they're always a part of us. They're always solid. You can never dream too deep. The trick is never giving up on your dream. Make ideas while you follow your dreams. And then things will happen for you. It won't happen as fast as you would like them to, especially if you're dreaming about how quickly things can happen in the music world. Yes, there's some great success stories out there. But you know what? For every person out there that's a megastar in the music business, there are literally millions of other people who are just good enough. And it's okay to be just good enough. People who love your music will always follow you. They will always be your fan. So what if you're not getting hundreds of millions of dollars like some of the big stars are? As long as you are following your dream and making somebody happy with your music, that is what matters the most. Not how many people, but the very fact that someone out there is listening to your music and they're enjoying it. So I hope this little pep talk helps somebody out there tonight. I know it always helps me to talk like this to myself. Until next time, I'm James Drone. Hit that subscribe button, tap that bell, and above all, keep calm and synth on.